Okay, I think we're actually live now. After some delay there. Okay, awesome. So we just got confirmation from the chat that we're good to go. So I'm going to close out of... no, I'm just going to minimize that. Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay. Okay, let's go. So, hi everyone. I'm Tommy with Clyde Glide Ride here today, and I wanted to have a quick little live stream about Dynawobble. So I want to go over potential causes. I want to go over how they relate to my bike specifically, and then also discuss how I want to solve the problem and what parts I want to install. Kind of compare some of the options and look at that. So, just to catch everyone up to speed, if we go here, so this is a YouTube short I put up of the speed wobble that I'm getting on my Dyna. So this is my '04 Dyna Super Glide. I call it Dynasaur. It's got over 120,000 miles, and up until this point, I had never had this happen. So here we go. So we're going along. It doesn't look too bad here. And then it just starts shaking really violently, and there's actually, I was coming back at night later, and there was actually a worse incident of it. So I just want to make sure that doesn't happen. It was terrifying, and I don't want to drop the bike. I don't want to lose it, and I want to have the bike be more planted. So this is the bike in the exact configuration. I had it for when I was riding there, and this was the first time I'd experienced it, so I wonder if it has to do with putting a backpack back here. I'd never done that before, but it's not a heavy backpack, it's not up that high, and there's no reason the bike should do that, just going straight on the freeway with no real wind, no nothing, right? So I want to figure this out and get to the bottom of it. So, if you just Google Dynawobble, you're going to come up with a lot of hits for it. From articles about fixing it, lots of videos, tons of forum posts. So, this clearly isn't something that's specific just to my bike. It's something that happens quite commonly with Dynas. So, here's an article from Speed Kings, and they're discussing potential fixes for it. So, or causes and fixes. So neck bearings is one, and that could be on my bike. I don't know their exact condition. It's got a lot of miles. Maybe they were not adjusted properly. So that's one option. Tires. Now tires I don't think is my problem, because it has stock Harley tires on it, which a stock Harley front tire and an Avon in the rear. And a lot of people run those. I haven't heard of these problems. There's no weird wearing on them. The rear bearings were replaced, all that stuff. So I don't think that's the problem on my bike. Now, engine stabilization. I think here's where we're actually, getting to the core of the issue. So they discuss three options here, and there are a couple more. So the Spooth Positrack Dyna stabilizer, I think that was the first stabilizer. There's the Alloy Art Dyna Combi stabilizer, and then just replacing your motor mount, because maybe the motor mount's just worn, and that's why I've seen this for the first time. So I think first we should talk about why this is a Dyna specific issue, it seems. So if you look here, this is a patent from Eric Buell. This is from his time at Buell / Harley Davidson / there was things were bought out and he moved around. So the other interesting thing is this is from the 80s, right? So this was used, this system that was used on the FXR, on the Buells, on other Harleys that were used rubber mounted engines, they had a system of 3 stabilizers. So the 3 stabilizers were positioned around the engine. So you can see from this picture best, you can see there's 1 stabilizer at the top, 1 stabilizer at the front, and then 1 stabilizer at the rear. Now on the Dyna, they only have 1 stabilizer, and that's the top. Then they have the engine mount in the front is supposed to be able to do the stabilization and the rubber mounting. So that is a potential difference, right? And the FXR was known as a really well handling bike. So was the Buell, I'm sorry. And it seems like the Dyna, didn't get that same, good handling mark and suffers from this Dynawobble. So if we look at a Dyna front engine mount, I thought I had it, but anyway, the Dyna front engine mount has a sort of V shape to it and is supposed to kind of take care of the side-to-side movement and the up and down movement. But since the swing arm is mounted to the transmission's bolted to the engine, and then that front engine mount is critical to keeping that all in line with the chassis. And that engine mount just doesn't do a great job of it. So the idea of this is that you have 3 points of contact. So you have a uniplanar system. So you have your 3 points of contact, and that keeps the engine in a straight line, because on the Harley, the V cylinders are actually in line, right? They're not offset like they are on some other metric bikes or other Vs. They're in line. So all your vibration is going to be mostly up and down and a little bit front to back. So the uniplanar system makes a lot of sense. Now, looking at the aftermarket, what they've done to solve this problem, there's the Big Bear Choppers, or Big Bear Performance now, front engine mount, Dyna front engine mount. So it has a mount on either side to try and solve this problem. But I don't like the idea that it still is rubber mounted. There's no link there that actually controls that position well. And it's also expensive. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's an optimal design to me. Then we go to Spooth. These guys are the original people. They've been doing this for a long time, and they have a proven product. So they have the front and rear stabilizers, which is great. Now we have all 3 links. We should be good to go. But I don't like how it kind of just adds on. Like the stock Dyna mount was meant to control side-to-side motion and up and down motion, and not have that link there. So this seems like it's a little less optimal, because that mount is doing more work than it needs to, and it's, why don't you just design a mount to do what you exactly want it to do and what it would be doing on a Buell or an FXR? So that brings us to Predator Vibration Control Systems. This is an English company, and they worked with the Harley Davidson Rider Club of Great Britain, some of their members, and they came up with a twin cam front engine mount. Now, what I like about this is, these guys are experienced with other motorsport racing and other, factory vibration damping ideas. So they've got all the technology, the tools, the equipment, the software. They can model the stuff. They worked with guys on a forum. You can read all the posts and go through their whole development, their testing. And I think this is what I'm going to go with on my bike for a front engine mount. So you can see it replaces the whole engine mount. It's a little hard to see, but you can see it actually has that link built in. You can see the back of the one Heim joint there. And it just has damps vibration in the vertical axis. So I think this is really optimal. Now, they don't make a rear mount, so for that, I'm going to go with the Spooth and see if I can just buy the rear mount on its own, so that I can use that to stiffen up the rear, and then we'll have the Predator in the front, and that should take care of the problem. So that'll be my next step. That'll probably be the next video I make, is on me installing this and how that install process and the results go. But at this point, does anyone have any questions, any comments? I'm going to look through the comments and see if there's anything I can answer, or anyone has some good feedback on maybe something I missed, a better option, anything like that. Okay, so there's all the stuff when the stream wasn't working, but we got that taken care of. Everything's working. Yes, that is not the kind of shaking we want though, Sam. I agree. The window wiper fluid is not the problem, and yes. I agree, Anthony. It looks like a good solution. Looking forward to the installation updates. Thanks. Yeah, I'll let you know. Don't forget Loctite. Yeah, it is a Harley, after all. Sam is saying he left the best feedback. I'm sure he thinks he did, and I'm not gonna argue with him. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll look forward to doing another live stream in the future, and looking forward to having more interaction with everyone and growing the channel, more videos, more rides, and hopefully more live streams. Thanks, guys. Bye.